Imagine walking a marathon every single day for an entire year, while being relentlessly hunted by an enemy determined to annihilate you. That's the Long March. China, 1934. This wasn't a planned offensive, it was a desperate retreat that against all odds became a foundational legend of endurance and survival. I want you to picture 80,000 people, the Red Army, breaking out of a trap. For years they had been encircled by nationalist forces in their Jiangxi Soviet stronghold. Now that circle was closing for the kill, surrounded, outgunned and already starving. They don't charge forward into a glorious battle. They move quietly, relentlessly, melting into the landscape across an entire continent. This wasn't a single pre-planned road. It was a chaotic, ever-changing web of routes slicing through treacherous rivers, disease-ridden swamps, vast grasslands, and some of the highest, most unforgiving mountains on Earth. From Jiangxi in the southeast, they aimed northwest, desperately seeking a safe haven and the time to rebuild. The stakes were absolute: exist or vanish. Early on, they faced the Xiang River, a brutal lesson. They were slow, weighed down by heavy equipment, furniture, even printing presses. They tried to cross under withering artillery fire. Tens of thousands were lost in a matter of days, but they learned a critical lesson in survival: become lighter, faster, stealthier. That lesson led to the Zunyi Conference. Here, strategy fundamentally shifted. Rigid head-on tactics were abandoned. In their place, feints, deceptions, and constant movement. Adaptation over rigid orders. It saved lives. Soon after, they crossed the snowy mountains, where the air is thin, the cold is absolute, and soldiers were frostbitten, every breath a razor blade in the lungs. Then came the grasslands, a vast, featureless expanse of endless bogs where a single wrong step meant you simply disappeared into the mire. Food ran out completely. They ate boiled leather belts, bark, wild herbs, anything to fuel the body just enough to keep moving. The most daring, almost mythical moment: the assault on Luding Bridge, a suspension bridge of iron chains over a roaring gorge. The enemy had removed the wooden planks, and their rifles were blazing from the other side. Hand over hand, a small vanguard crawled across the bare chains under fire. They did this not because they were fearless, but because stopping, turning back, meant certain extinction. By October 1935, what began as tens of thousands had dwindled to a hardened core of just a few thousand. They finally emerged in Shanxi, battered, emaciated, but alive. The march wasn't a victory parade. It was a crucible that forged a new kind of army and a new leadership. Here's the truth: endurance isn't just physical stamina. It's a system, rotating units to rest the exhausted, sharing the last rations, learning from mistakes with brutal speed, shedding unnecessary weight, trusting the map, and above all, trusting each other. In 370 days, they covered roughly 9,000 kilometers. Far fewer survived than started, but those who did carried forward an idea, an ideology tested by impossible odds that would ultimately reshape an entire country. When I think of the Long March, I don't see heroes in statues. I see blistered feet, quiet leadership, and the sheer discipline to move one more ridge, one more river, one more day. Endurance is not dramatic, it's deliberate, and sometimes that quiet, deliberate act is what changes the course of history.